Hi, this is Black Krishna or BK from manfulwords.com, where I'm promoting polite patriotism to help nice ladies and gents teach kids to be, look, talk, and feel great, and locally discuss and share great online info offline as better people making better places to live. We all know online, social media, and so on, people can get trapped in like-minded hives, and yet offline, if you promote polite or be nice, which everyone likes, and then more empowered people can hear or say, take this serious or get bad guys, then the usual meetings, meet and greet tables, posters, flyers, and more can work. And so see manfulwords.com for some of the problems, reactions, and solutions with respect to that. And with respect to this, it is related. This video is called Celebs like Ashton, Kutcher, and Rihanna bash Trump for clout and good press. Celebs like Ashton, Kutcher, and Rihanna bash Trump for clout and good press. And I saw a couple of these articles, courtesy of Breitbart News, great source for politics and pop culture information. And this to me is a technique. It's actually a technique, right? There's professional lying bitches in the media who make more bitches, who make more bitches, who make more bitches out of the rest of us. And their job, instead of being well-paid and famous news reporters and celebrities and so on, their job is to freak out about Trump and make it normal for the rest of us to freak out. Not just about Trump, about other things as well, where in this victim culture where you get more credit for being a victim than you do for being not a victim, for being someone who's cool, it's more fashionable to sort of spaz out and freak out and talk about what a mess you are. And this also includes on social media, where instead of having normal conversations where if somebody's not in a good mood, you can help them be in a better mood. On Twitter sometimes and other social media and so on, people compete to sound more and more messed up. Oh my goodness, I hate Trump so much, I can't eat. I hate you. The next person's like, oh yeah, I hate Trump so much, I can't sleep. Oh yeah, next person's, oh yeah, I hate Trump so much, I want to kill myself. And you're supposed to look up to the person that's the most messed up, as opposed to the opposite, looking up to the person that's the most cool, making sure they're cool, other people are cool, where they are or where they live is cool. Like everybody we've ever respected in the history of the world, all of our favorite artists, religious figures, intellectuals, journalists, and so on, they've always tried to make sure they were cool, other people were cool, where they are or where they live was cool. They've always advocated for and reflected that. And so this is the exact opposite. And with Trump being a nationalist and a nationalist role model leader for leaders around the world, someone who's like, nope, I love our country, it's great, love our people, it's great, we need to protect our culture, our economy, our borders, our sovereignty, get out of international agreements run by globalists like United Nations related agreements like the Trans-Pacific Partnership, the Paris Global Climate Accord, the global UN Global Compact for Migration, saying you have a right to leave any country and every country in the world has to let anybody in according to the UN. Trump's against all that stuff. And that's the globalist super rich people that want to run the world using international institutions trying to weaken national sovereignty. So nationalists worldwide, in countries worldwide, are fighting to preserve their country's sovereignty and control over their destiny. And so as part of that, the globalist super rich people who control a lot of media and education and activism with their super rich guy foundations giving out grants to different groups. When you see a bunch of activists with super nice signs that look like they were printed for $100 each at a Kinko's, as opposed to the more homemade ones, you can see where a lot of that billionaire money is going to, because there's no way a bunch of fairly broke activists should be holding up signs that cost $100 each that are all perfectly printed and so on, or banners, giant banners that should cost a few $1,000s to make. That's not normal grassroots activism. That's super rich guy foundation funded activism. So I say all that to bring us to celebrity culture. And celebrities, as we know by now, they often get credit for bashing Trump. It's a fashionable thing to do. People that used to love Trump, because Trump was a celebrity himself, celebrity billionaire, celebrity rich guy, celebrity beauty pageant owner, celebrity TV show host on The Apprentice, celebrity guest on Oprah and other shows. He used to be cool with celebrities. He knew a lot of celebrities knew him. went to those parties, hung out in those circles, was seen as a liberal from New York before he decided as president, no, being a conservative and trying to preserve what works to make people happy is better than the crazy radical left corrupting liberalism and pushing for so many changes so fast they just confuse and divide and conquer people. So, but he used to be a celebrity. Rappers used to talk about him. I'm the Black Trump. I want to be rich like Donald Trump. It used to be perfectly normal, right? But because the globalist super rich people who control a lot of Hollywood and the entertainment industry are against Trump, celebrities have a hard time going saying they're for Trump. People like Kanye West say they're for Trump, and they get bashed by the media. And he's got a tremendous amount of clout, tremendous amount of power. He still takes a lot of attacks, like other celebrities do, who come out either in favor of Trump, or even people like Nicole Kidman, who shortly after Trump was elected, she, sweet little Australian Aussie girl, was like, well, he is the president, and you want to respect the office of the president, so I'm not saying I'm for him or I voted for him, but we should at least give him a chance to do a good job for America, because that would be great, right? And press, bam, crack down on her, hit pieces. Nicole Kidman's crazy. Nicole Kidman acting crazy at a party. I can't believe she said that. It's like, no. The only thing you can do is either shut up or bash Trump. And if you shut up for too long and the system gives you too much power, eventually will force you to bash Trump. So, for example, Taylor Swift, one of the top pop stars in the world, she didn't say anything about Trump for years. For a couple of years, she didn't say anything about Trump. She was just like, nope. I don't get political. My music's about relationships and love and getting along, and I don't want to alienate my fan base. I don't want to piss off conservatives. I don't want to piss off liberals. She just stayed out of it. But she kept being a top pop star. She kept feeling the pressure from her handlers and other people behind her, studio, whatever. So she eventually came out and bashed Trump. And this is a technique to kind of get us all feeling messed up. So you don't have people that are authoritative when they say, look, I'm a liberal and I'm against Trump and I'm cooler than you. I make more sense than you. I'll show you how to make sense of what he's up to, and I'll show you how to make sense of what we can do to beat him, to either beat him in the next election or beat back some of his policies. They don't do that. They talk about how messed up they are, how freaked out they are. Breitbart covers this a lot on their website, where you can see celebrity freakouts by Hollywood directors and producers and musical artists, entertainers, actors, and so on. And they're basically, it's not like this, sample 40-year-old man with a wife and kids or whatever, who's smart, millionaire, celebrity, got a good life, is laying things out in a series of, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tweets. Here's what's going on. Here's exactly what Trump is up to. Here's the plan for how to beat him or beat it. No, it's about, please stop tweeting. Please stop tweeting. I can't take a poop with you tweeting. Trump is so crazy. Trump is so mentally ill. Trump is insane. Trump is the craziest person ever. Trump is worse than Hitler. Trump is worse than Satan. They just compete to talk about how messed up they are. And some celebrities who don't speak against Trump that much, it's not their normal thing to do, will do it strategically at certain times for clout and good press. And I'll show you a couple of specific reasons right here where you can go, wait a second, this guy never says that stuff. What happened? Oh, this happened, and now he wants some good press, right? So, for example, this is an article from Breitbart News. Ashton Kutcher urges impeachment. If you like Trump or not, America is the priority, right? So there's the article from Breitbart. And there's a shot of Ashton, and this is by David Ng from September 26, 2019. And it says here, actor Ashton Kutcher is pushing for the impeachment of President Donald Trump through a bizarre series of social media posts and automated text messages. The actor, who is married to Ukrainian-born star Mila Kunis, also claims to have met Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky and his wife. And there's pictures from an Instagram account showing them having dinner together. I guess Mila Kunis, being a Ukrainian-born star, formerly of That 70s Show, beautiful young lady married to Ashton Kutcher. She and Ashton probably went to Ukraine on vacation or to see her family over there. And because she's a celebrity, they probably had a chance to hang out with Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky, who was also a celebrity, used to be a comedian, and then he decided to get political to help clean up the corruption in his country. Another celebrity turned president and another nationalist who gets along with Trump. Now, here's why Ashton Kutcher all of a sudden flipped out on Trump. This next part of the article states, Kutcher's statements come as he faces negative publicity stemming from ex-wife Demi Moore's new memoirs Inside Out, in which the ghost actress alleges that Kutcher was unfaithful during their marriage and that she engaged in threesomes with him. So, just as Ashton Kutcher, who's got a relatively wholesome reputation, now married to Mila Kunis with a couple of kids, but before married to Demi Moore, a woman much older than him. Now she's saying he was unfaithful and we had threesomes. So this is not good for the Ashton Kutcher brand. So what does Ashton Kutcher have to do to make sure that his brand isn't further tarnished by negative press coverage of what's in Demi Moore's book? Well, he breaks out the Trump bashing card, right? He's like, oh crap, my ex-wife wrote a book about me saying I was unfaithful and we had threesomes. My new wife and kids probably don't like that. And this is not good for my image, not good for my rep. I'm a family man. So I'll bash Trump and the media will give me some positive coverage. They might look less favorably on the claims by his ex-wife, actress Demi Moore. And that's part of something that I'm not even saying he came up with. These people have stylists and handlers and PR teams and so on, right? And they're taught media training, just like athletes are taught media training. Stay in the middle of the road. Don't be controversial. The press is going to try and tease you. They're going to try and poke you and get a sound bite out of you that they can run with and freak out over. So just try and keep it really cool. That's why, when it comes to celebrities and athletes who are celebrities and so on, a lot of times they sound so bland. It's like you say the wrong thing and that $20 million a year Nike contract could get ripped up in front of you, and the next 5 years and $100 million you'll make will be gone. And all of your handlers and people who work for you are like, don't do that. Don't do that. You have to pay us too. You can't not be a rich celebrity. Then how would we make money? So, so this is partly, I'm assuming, why he did this, and this article kind of goes into that in a bit of detail. Earlier this week, Kutcher tweeted a phone number asking his followers to text him for the truth. So this is a weird little strategy that Ashton Kutcher's Team Kutcher came up with. There's the tweet. For truth, text me. And then it says here, Yahoo Entertainment reported that the number sent out a series of automated text messages in which Kutcher semi-coherently expounded on Trump and the impeachment inquiry underway in the House. Kutcher's number no longer appears to be sending out the Trump-themed text messages. So his PR team had to plan for the bad press coming from Demi Moore's book and the allegations against him, and this is what they came up with. This is not spontaneous celebrity, really feel this way, in my heart, passionate man taking a stand. This is a PR exercise on his behalf, and on behalf of the image that we are all supposed to have of Ashton Kutcher, and to get him clout and good press in the the face of these allegations. And so it says here, That 70s Show star reportedly said in one text message that Trump should be impeached even if he didn't use the prospect of financial aid to pressure Zelensky into investigating Joe Biden. Quote, if our president used that financial aid to leverage President Zelensky to investigate, Biden should be impeached. If our president did not use this leverage and simply encouraged President Zelensky to investigate Biden without cause, he should be impeached. That doesn't really make sense. It's like, this is impeachable, but even if he didn't do it, it's impeachable, right? But again, it's just generic Trump bashing for clout and good press. Kutcher also texted, if you like President Trump or not, America is the priority, soliciting foreign interference in our election in un-American. Should say is un-American, but I guess somebody misspelled that text. In another text message, Kutcher says he and Kunis met with Zelensky and his wife, Olena Zelenska. Kutcher's claim appears to be true, with Zelenska posting photos of the two couples on her official Instagram account. So the president of Ukraine's wife posted these pictures of Ashton and Demi at dinner with the president of Ukraine and his wife. So his wife posted these pictures. And then back to Kutcher's attack. Kutcher posted Wednesday a series of tweets that were veiled attacks at Trump. Quote, buzzwords, witch hunt, collusion, fake news, ignore it all, just look at facts, the actor tweeted. And again, this is just random crap. This is not a smart 40-year-old man who's very good in business, apparently, who's got a beautiful wife and a couple of kids, being responsible. This is just using buzzwords to say, hey, I'm on the Bash Trump team. You know, look at me. See? There is an example of the tweet. And it says here, and this is where you get the idea that he's doing this for clout and good press. Unlike many of his fellow Hollywood stars, the 41-year-old Kutcher has largely refrained from publicly voicing his opinions of Trump, although he did once urge Ivanka Trump on Twitter to push gun control. So he's been fairly quiet about Trump so far. He's not one of those guys that it makes a habit of bashing Trump. That's why this is specifically timed to deal with the allegations in his ex-wife Demi Moore's book. And it says here, but the allegations contained in Moore's new book have cast Kutcher in an unflattering light. Kutcher appeared ready to respond to the allegations of the book, but said he ultimately decided to delete it. And this is from his tweet. I was about to push the button on a really snarky tweet. Then I saw my son, my daughter, and wife, and I deleted it. Heart sign. There you go. So that's a shot of Ashton. I'll put a link to this below. Now we'll take a quick look at Rihanna, another article. And this is where Rihanna, being a competitive bad girl Riri, because she's a bad girl, she has to go further, right? She has to go further. So it says here from Breitbart.com, Breitbart News, Rihanna, and then colon, Donald Trump, quote, most mentally ill human being in America right now. This is what she said. This is super rich, super famous, super talented Rihanna making the claim that Donald Trump is the most mentally ill human being in America right now. And there's the lovely Rihanna. That's a crazy claim to make. That's an insane claim to make. When there's 350 million people in America, or 330, whatever, and there's got to be way more legitimately mentally ill people. But again, as I said, this is about competitive bitching. This is not about being a responsible adult who makes sure you're cool, others are cool, where you are, where you live is cool. This is about bragging about being a mess, and how messed up you are about Trump is part of bragging when it comes to this brainwashing, this professional lying bitches in the media making us all act like bitches who make more bitches who make more bitches. And then we get sick of each other's bitching and we have trouble looking at and talking to each other, right? And that makes us easier to control. So this is part of that brainwashing, broadly speaking. And this article is by David Ng from October 9th, 2019. So David Ng wrote the previous one, September 26th. This is a couple of weeks later on October 9th. And it says here, pop superstar Rihanna has suggested that President Donald Trump is the, quote, most mentally ill human being in America right now, unquote, adding that the president's response to the mass shooting in El Paso in August was, quote, racist. Rihanna spoke to Vogue, so this is an interview with Vogue magazine, for an upcoming November cover story in which she discussed fashion, her music career, and politics. And she knows that Vogue magazine is not going to challenge her on this. Excuse me, Rihanna, are you sure you should say he must be the most mentally ill person in the entire country of America? And we've got autistic kids, we've got, people drooling on their shirt. This guy's still the president. He went to the UN, gave a great speech. He makes deals. He's negotiating with China, North Korea, other countries. He may not be perfect. You may even hate him. But the most mentally ill person? That might seem a little much. A normal journalist without this Trump bashing media and circus going on, would say, hey, are you sure about that? That might seem a little far. But as part of this brainwashing and the globalists try to make sure that they get all these people to brainwash us and weaken us, so nobody actually looks at what Trump's doing, nobody actually talks about what Trump's doing. The people that don't like him just talk about how messed up they are by him, and they don't want to talk about it because it's uncomfortable and it sucks that he's there, and you don't want to look like a weirdo or not part of the club by saying, well, he's not that bad. Maybe there's some good and bad. Let's look at what he's actually. No. You're supposed to be too messed up to even want to say anything about it. Just barely blurt a couple of things, call him a racist, start screaming and crying. That is what you're supposed to do as an adult if you don't like Trump. And that is not responsible, intelligent criticism by adults, even people that don't like Trump, right? But that's what's being engineered. So it says here in a tweet from Vogue magazine, at Rihanna is our November issue cover star. She talks to Vogue about Savage times Fenty, that album you're waiting for, being happy in love, and oh yes, she has a few choice words for the president. Read the full profile. So there is the tweet. There is the Vogue magazine cover story, and Team Rihanna, just like Team Ashton Kutcher, knows what she's got to say to get good press from Vogue, right? So this is part of that. And so Breitbart is citing the Trump-specific quotes here. And she says, this is a quote, "The most mentally ill human being in America right now seems to be the president," the singer told Vogue. The magazine asked her about the El Paso shooting in August, in which a gunman killed 22 people at a Walmart. Quote, "People are being murdered by war weapons that they legally purchase. This is just not normal. That should never, ever be normal," Rihanna said. Anti-Second Amendment. She said President Trump's characterization of the shooter as mentally ill was racist. Quote, "And the fact that it's classified as something different because of the color of their skin, it's a slap in the face. It's completely racist," the Grammy winner said. "Put an Arab man with that same weapon in that same Walmart, and there is no way that Trump would sit there and address it publicly as a mental health problem." So again, calling him a racist, and you might say, well, if he's Arab, maybe it's a jihad thing. Well, it depends, right? If he screams, death to the infidels, I'm doing this for Allah, probably jihadi. Might still be some mental illness there, but probably a terror-related attack, right? But if it's an Arab guy who's an incel, I can't, here's my manifesto, I can't talk to girls, girls won't talk to me, and I want to kill everyone I see. Goodbye, cruel world. That's probably mental illness and not, a terror thing, right? So, but it says here, Rihanna has frequently used her social media accounts to attack Trump, railing against his immigration policies. The, quote, "Love on the Brain" singer even sent a cease and desist letter to Trump last year when her single "Don't Stop the Music" was played at one of the president's rallies in Tennessee. And it says she honored left-wing activist Shaun King at her annual Diamond Ball, despite the fact that King was criticized by fellow leftists over the way he treated a fellow activist. So, I bring this up to really talk about the technique, right? The technique, because you'll see this over and over again. And if you understand the technique, then you can protect yourself and other people from that technique. And you can say to even people that don't like Trump, you can say, look, people are freaking out over him. People on the news are freaking out over him. Celebrities are freaking out over him. They're making it fashionable and normal to freak out over him. But you don't want to be a mess. You're not paid to be a mess. You don't have handlers behind you as a celebrity to tell you how to put out quotes talking about how you're a mess so you can make lots of money, get good clout and media coverage, right? You're just the average Joe or Jane American or wherever you are in the world, and you're having this conversation. So, you can explain to them that this is a technique to make sure that you don't understand what Trump's doing, you don't understand what nationalism is, you don't understand why people like him, and you can't understand because you just want to feel bad. Now, if you did understand what Trump was doing, you did understand nationalism, you did understand why people support him, and you still didn't like him, and you can explain it to me and convince me, then I'd listen. But if you can't do that, then that's the problem, and that's how the people that are against Trump are causing this problem. And this is going to screw up your relationships with yourself and your family and your friends and your community. Because if you can't talk to people you disagree with, as part of that thinking, you can't talk to each other. Why? What if you disagree? What if you want to tell someone, hey, calm down, it's not that bad? and they go, you're not respecting my truth, another sort of liberal lie. It's my truth, not the truth, just my truth. My truth is I can put on a pretty pink bikini and I can be the hottest girl in the world. And you're looking at me like, no, you can't, dude. You're just a goofy brown guy with a goatee. But that's my truth. Don't, okay, man, never mind. Go ahead, do it. Get out there, make a big mess, whatever, right? That's not the truth, right? But that's another kind of trick and tactic they get to make people more narcissistic and selfish and self-absorbed and make other people put up with them because you are living your truth. You are not working together as part of a dialectic and discussing what the truth might be, right? And as my buddy Louis said, conversations are best when both parties evolve. That's ultimately what's supposed to happen, and this is part of what stops that. So I just wanted to break down that technique out there for people, because if people don't know, you're going to see this over and over again, and you might not know why. Some people do it just to keep their name alive, get some good press, like B-list, C-list, D-list, E-list, F-list celebrities, right? Will be like, hey, I hate him, publish this. I hate him. I tweeted, I hate him. Publish this. Whatever, right? But at the top end, people like Ashton Kutcher, people like Rihanna, people, at the very top end of the celebrity food chain, they'll do it much more strategically, or top athletes will do it much more strategically as part of a PR effort related to something. I've got a new shoe, and I'm an athlete. I hate Trump. He sucks. He's crazy. Please give me good press for saying that. And by the way, buy my shoe, right? Buy my movie, right? Or when it comes to Ashton Kutcher, don't crap on me because I treated Demi Moore bad. See how much I hate Trump? So don't write all these Me Too articles. You treated your ex bad. You cheated on her. You forced her to have threesomes. You're a scumbag. Don't do that to me and my reputation. See how much I hate Trump? So please don't do that to me. We cool, media? Great. And the media is controlled the same way with the ownership, publishing, editorial, and then journalist levels. There is that control, right? And that extends to the rest of us. And the rest of us have to beat back that control, and exposing it, I think, can help. So there you have it. Anyway, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, share, get in touch with questions, answers, ideas to work together, or financial support. Otherwise, Black Krishna or BK from manforwars.com. Hope this helps, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.